Billionaire investor Mark Cuban recently shocked fans of Shark Tank by revealing that he hasn't made a single dollar in profit yet from his $28 million investment across 85 different startups since he first appeared on the show. Cuban made the revelation during an appearance on the Full Send podcast. It's a surprising bit of news because fans always get the impression that the Sharks are raking in millions of dollars. There are various other things about the show that viewers are wrong about, and most of these things have been revealed by the Sharks, contestants, crew members, and producers. The Sharks aren't that friendly to each other. The investors always appear friendly, with most of the big Shark Tank arguments being resolved rather quickly. However, Damon John disclosed to AOL that things normally get pretty intense to the point the entrepreneurs become worried. Given how lucrative some investment opportunities are, it makes sense for the Sharks to bite each other because of them. After all, some have made a habit of employing underhanded tactics to make sure the contestants favor them. Luckily, the fights never get too personal. The Sharks don't always know what to say on the show. The Sharks always seem sharp enough to ask the right questions. As per executive producer Yun Lin's interview with USA Today, that's not the case. In truth, the Sharks are normally guided through their earpieces. Since the producers normally have more background information about the entrepreneurs than the investors, it's logically advisable for them to offer guidance. It's for this reason that entrepreneurs with a tendency to get emotional always get asked questions that drive them to point of tears. It all makes for good TV. Some deals are just for TV. Given how keen the Sharks are on numbers, it could be assumed that all deals are made with business interests at heart. However, during another AOL interview, one of the most likable Sharks on Shark Tank, Robert Herjavec, stated that some deals are stuck because they make for good stories. This explains why the Sharks sometimes invest in businesses requiring only small amounts of capital. A billionaire like Mark Cuban would obviously not benefit much from a startup needing only $80,000, but if the contestant is likable, backing him helps paint a shark in good light. The hallway isn't that big. A video tour by a former crew member reveals that the hallway isn't that big. It's the camera angles that make them appear that way. There are no real sharks in the aquarium, either. Bigger hallways allow for grand entrances as well as long sad exits for those that don't get deals. And since the show is called Shark Tank, making it seem like sharks are actually swimming helps magnify the themes. All in all, viewers will agree that the hallway is quite aesthetically pleasing. Pitches don't begin immediately on the show. Things usually get right underway the moment the entrepreneurs walk in. According to Mark Cuban's interview with D Magazine, there is typically a stare down that lasts up to a minute first. The silence is important for eliminating any anxiety that the entrepreneurs might have, though some would argue that it might unnecessarily pump up the tension. But judging by how well most of the pitches go, it should be concluded that this is a good strategy. Pitches aren't chronological. While watching the show, one might be led to believe that the pitches happen chronologically. However, Cuban also told D Magazine that pitches are compiled from segments filmed on different days. This means the Sharks have to wear the same clothes. From a production perspective, airing the pitches chronologically might not be a good move since a number of bad pitches might follow each other. This will then result in an entire episode being boring. And the fact that the Sharks agree to wear the same clothes on consecutive days is indeed a sacrifice that they ought to be commended for. Pitches aren't that short on air. Pitches rarely go past the 10-minute mark. But according to info revealed during a sit-down between Kevin O'Leary and Business Insider, pitches take at least 45 minutes. To viewers, watching the Sharks make quick judgments about the startups is more fun. In reality, they have to dog into every aspect of the business and know all the numbers. Some of these details might come off as boring to viewers, hence they have to be cut. Entrepreneurs don't just walk out and go home on the show. Entrepreneurs appear to walk out and go home happy or sad after a deal is made. But according to Barbara Cochran's interview with Yahoo, they usually have to see a psychologist first to ensure they aren't emotionally scarred. Given how mean sharks get, this is a necessary step. Some sharks are guiltier of this than others. For example, fans will notice how most of Kevin O'Leary's best Shark Tank quotes are actually shady burns. Even though they are hilarious, some contestants might feel offended. Some entrepreneurs had no desire to be on Shark Tank. By watching the show, viewers might be led to believe that all contestants were dying to appear before the sharks in order to get funding. But according to crew member T.J. Hale's discussion with Mental Floss, some contestants get approached by the producers. Bringing in entrepreneurs that aren't desperate for deals results in tougher and more entertaining negotiations. While the sharks mostly get their way, it's fun watching some startup founders walk away from them because they feel insulted by the nature of the offers. It also results in some of the funniest Shark Tank pitches. Not all deals are final. Cheat Sheet quotes Robert Herjback as saying not all deals are final. In about 1 of every 5 deals made, the enterprises or sharks change their mind. Overexcitement and confusion are common emotions in the tank, hence individuals might not always make the best choices. It's, therefore, understandable for them to regret it later on. There might also be instances where the entrepreneurs lied about their numbers or accidentally misspoke under pressure.